Alright, well, I've made it halfway home. I'm in Columbia, Missouri. She's got almost 5,000 miles on her. Running a little warm. Went through a snowstorm and definitely some water coming through the windshield. I got a video of that I'm going to upload. And the inside of the cab is completely covered in condensation. Let's see if we can't get that. She's pretty wet. Heater's been on full blast. A little bit of ice on it. Not too much. The winds are terrible today. "10-mile-an-hour winds with gusts 23, 24, 23. That's 9 a.m., 12 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Windy all day. So I had my radiator blocked off completely. It's about 32 degrees. And my coolant temps was about 200 degrees. And so that was too hot. Pulled over and opened up 3 of my covers on it. I can't stress enough how bad of a location that defrost vent is. Just a terrible location. She's running cold. Time to block off one of my radiator openings. Whenever you mess up and put the defrost vent right here underneath the wiper motor, you gotta go buy yourself a fan. Hello, Mr. Plow Truck. You're doing a fine job. Fine job. Plowing these highways at 50 miles an hour. Looks like I'm gonna have to do some modifications to this cab. The top here, this top is such a large area that it creates like a diaphragm pump in a way, where it just sits there and flutters up and down, as well as this back glass. It flutters in and out, which obviously creates suction and doesn't help with the way this door seals. So I'm probably going to put some channel iron braces, maybe over the driver's seat and over the passenger seat, and maybe figure out something for the rear bulkhead. I've had this heater on full blast this entire trip, and I'm still cold. The insulation would help a lot if the entire cab was insulated, but it's not. It's just the rear bulkhead and the roof. And I guess if you want to count wood doors insulation, you could, but wood doesn't insulate. So looks like I'll be adding insulation to the lower rear bulkhead, to the pillars beside me on both sides, and around the windshield somehow. I'm still getting air in, even though everything's sealed off right now. It's back here in the back somewhere. I'm thinking down here, this door area, or in the back, down in there. I'll have to see if I can't seal that off. And this top area, still see a little bit of gap, can't close it. I mean, it just is what it is. I have to seal it off as best I can with silicone, but there's no way that's going to change. So here's an update on my MPG numbers. The one that is 23.9 is the day that I was wheeling in southeast Kansas. I only burned about a quarter tank doing that, but the rest of it was just driving around town. Looks like around town I'm going to get great mileage, but if I have any sort of headwind at all, going highway speeds of just 60 to 65, it just is terrible. This entire trip, nothing but headwind. You can't really do anything about it either. I'm a brick going down the highway. Well, she's made it home, back to Indiana, and she's a mess. We'll be going to get in a bath tomorrow. Look at that ice. A lot of the ice came off going down the highway. It's almost like I got 2-inch fender flares put on it. She'll thaw out tonight. Even the old handyman, it's all froze up. Oh. Filthy. As far as the overheating issue I had at the beginning of this video, I had these 5 openings completely blocked off. When the computer started flashing that the coolant was overheating and the thermostat gauge showed that it was about 200 degrees, I pulled over in that video and removed 3 of the 5 openings. After doing that, she cooled back down to about 150 degrees the entire trip. I could have got away with just taking away probably 1 or 2 of the openings. All right, let's look at the numbers. But before that, let's see if we can't pull this off. Holy crap. It's almost like it's froze. All right, now that's done. So at the beginning of the trip, odometer was 3,724.5. Now it's at 5,297.7. Total miles is 1,573.2. This is all the gallons I put in the Roxor. Averages 21.67. That's with a terrible headwind going both directions. I imagine if I had a good tailwind, this could go up a couple mpg. This video here is going to wrap up the trip from Indiana to Kansas and back. I'm going to make some more videos showing how I'm going to fix the remaining air leaks inside the cab, finding the remaining air leaks in that cab, And I'm also going to make another video on this oil in the transfer case, since one of the first videos showed that it was puking all over the interstate. I really never checked it after I topped it back off. So we'll drain it, weigh it, see how much it really has in it. Maybe it has nothing. Hopefully it has something. But anyway, we'll see how much is actually in the transfer case. Also going to do an oil change. Going to send the oil off to get it tested by Blackstone Laboratories to see how the motor's breaking in going down the interstate, if there's any high metal content, see what the TBN is on it. I'll go into more detail on that video. So overall, the trip was very successful. No major mechanical problems. I was able to go wheeling. I got better mile per gallon than my wife's Gladiator did. As far as the little issues that I found with the cab, I really can't complain. I'm sure that On the Rocks designed this cab for off-road use, kind of like how the Roxor is designed for off-road use. There are some issues, obviously, and I'm sure that people watching these videos are gonna hopefully see what I've posted, and whenever they order their cab, they're gonna maybe advise or ask On the Rocks to make some changes, like helping seal the windshield to the roof better to close that gap up. I'm staring at it right now. And maybe even bracing these doors better to help with the buffeting going down the highway, or maybe just overall adding some more bracing on the roof and the rear bulkheads, even more insulation. I know these are just all things that normal automotive manufacturers have had years and years and years of experience doing, whereas On the Rocks, maybe this is their first time doing it. That being said, it could still use some improvements, some modifications to make it perform better. And I'm probably going to be making these modifications myself. Might make a video or two on it. The Roxor, honestly, with the modifications done to the motor, I thought I was going to get significantly less MPG than the MPG I was getting with Vivid Racing. With Vivid Racing Tune Stage 1, I was getting like 21 average. I just got that with this Stage 2 bigger turbo by Wade from Diesel Freaks. Usually when you get more fuel, more air, you get less MPG, but looks like I'm getting the same, and that's with the headwind as Vivid Racing's Stage 1 tune. So to wrap up this series, I feel like I've said this before in this video, but whatever. If anybody wants this folding windshield, I believe it's an OTR windshield, I have it. I don't want it. I'll even throw in these little hold down thingies. I was going to use that for my windshield washer fluid bracket, but I think someone would be grateful if they could have those with the windshield. I also have a bikini top around here somewhere. Don't know where I put it, but yeah, if you guys want any of that stuff, let me know. Shoot me a message on Facebook. Yeah, these are 50 cal ammo cans, bolted down, not going anywhere. If you see anything on here that I've not talked about, you want to know about it, want me to make a quick video on it or add it to one of my other videos, if it don't take too long, let me know. Shoot me a message. But that's all we got. That trip is over. Oh, I forgot to mention. Anybody want to go to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska next year?